clear that he believes it to be of the utmost importance for both Congress and the American people to have a complete understanding of the events of that day to prevent them from happening again.
CBS News Brief, I'm Jennifer Kuiper.
High school football is on the air from Albert Lee's Jim Gustafson Field, the Gus. It's the Albert Lee Tigers football team at 0-5 taking on the 4-1 Mankato East Cougars. And we'll have kickoff here at the top of the hour, or shortly after. The 6th of 8 regular season games in the high school football schedule. And Mankato East got their 4-1 record, starting out with a loss to Stewartville in the opening of the season, 47-20. Then they beat Red Wing 55-7. They went to Casson-Manorville and got a tough win, 14-7. Beat Winona at Mankato East 20-7. And then at Byron, they shut out the Bears 17-0 last week. And as far as Albert Lee, of course, the 0-5 record, they started out with a loss at Faribault, 50-12. Then Stewartville at home, a loss, 56-0. At Red Wing, they lost 38-14. And then Casson-Manorville for homecoming here was 42-14 a couple of weeks ago. Last week, the long trip to Winona resulted in a 60-21 loss. Mankato East here tonight, then at Byron next Friday night, and wraps up here at home against Austin on Wednesday, October 20th. It's the pregame show brought to you by Farmers Insurance agent Joey Talamantes at 710 East Main Street, Suite 100 in Albert Lee. Call 507-373-3245. Online, agents.farmers.com. Click on Minnesota, click on Albert Lee, and you can like him on Facebook as well. As far as the rankings, 4A is the class that Albert Lee belongs to, and Becker remains the number 1 team as this week's rankings came out on Wednesday. 5-0 Becker. In fact, there's like 34 undefeated teams still in the state of Minnesota for football. Mound Westonka is second in 4A at 5-0. They move up from third to second. Hutchinson from fourth to third with their 4-1 record. Stewartville makes number 4, up from 5 last week. They're still undefeated at 5-0. Casson-Manorville, their one loss was to Mankato East, as I mentioned. They are ranked 5th, and they move up 2 spots from 7th last week. Academy of Holy Angels is now 6th. They're up 2 spots with their 4-1 record. North Branch is 5-0, ranked 7th, up 2 spots. Ricori drops all the way from 2nd to 8th in 4A. They're now 4-2. Wilmer hops into the top 9 from outside the top 10 last week to number 9 at 4-1. And the 10th ranked team is Fridley. Even though they're 3-2, they did drop from 6th to 10th place. 2A has Blooming Prairie at the top of the heap and has been that way all year long. They're 5-0. Blue Earth area is still second at 5-0. Pipestone, 5-0, is third again in 2A. Minneapolis North has a record of 4-1, and they move up from 5th to 4th. Moose Lake is 4-0. They go from 7th to 5th this week. West Central area Ashby is 5-0, and they are ranked 6th for the second week in a row. Kimball area goes from 4th to 7th, even though they're still undefeated at 5-0. Chatfield is 4-1, and they hop from outside the top 10 to number 8 this week. Eden Valley, Watkins is 5-0, and they come in this week ranked number 9, falling 1 spot from last week. And Osakis is 5-0, and they stay at number 10 this week. In 1A, the small schools, Murray County is 5-0, ranked number 1. Minneota, 5-0, stays number 2. Bold stays in number 3. The top 3 the same, all 5-0. Murray County, Minneota, and Bold. Ada Borup also 5-0. They go from 6th to 4th. Gibbon Fairfax Winthrop is 5-0, ranked 5th, up from 7th last week. Rushford Peterson 5-0, and they go from 9th to 6th. Mahnomen Waubun is 4-1. And in Class 1A, that gets them a 7th rating, up from 8 last week. Martin County West is 5-0, and they go from 10th to 8th. Otter Tail Central, 5-0. They are from out of the top 10 up to number 9 this week. And Polk County is 4-1, and they drop from 5th to 10th. 8 of the top 10 in 1A still undefeated. In 2A, that's plenty of undefeated as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of the top 10. In 3A, Lake City is undefeated and moves from 2 to 1 after Cannon Falls lost and dropped out of the top spot. They're still in the top 10. We'll get to them in a bit. But Lake City, the new number 1 in 3A. Fairmont is ranked 2nd at 5-0, up from 3rd. Litchfield goes from 5th to 3rd at 5-0. Dilworth, Glendon, Felton. That's a mouthful. They are also 5-0, and they are ranked 4th for the second week in a row. Dassel, Cokato, 5-0, go from 6th to 5th. Cannon Falls is 6th from number 1 last week. They were beaten and fall to 4-1 on the year. Piers, also at 4-1, stays, though, in 7th place this week. Providence jumps from outside the top 10 to number 8. They're 5-0. Plainview, Elgin, Millville is 4-1, and they go from 8th to 9th, while Rockford falls from 9th to 10th at 4-1. 6 of the top 10 undefeated in 3A. 4 of the 10 undefeated in 4A. And in 5A, Mankato West leads the way. They're undefeated at 5-0. They're still number 1. Andover is still number 2 at 5-0. St. Thomas stays in 3rd place at 5-0. Moorhead staying in 4th place with their 4-0 record. Chaska's 5-0. They move from 7th to 5th. Sauk Rapids still undefeated at 5-0, moving from 9th to 6th. Spring Lake Park is 4-1. They go from 10th to 7th. Rochester Mayo falls from 6th to 8th in 5A with their 4-1 record. Rogers is 4-1, jumping from outside the top 10 to number 9. And Matamidai is the 10th ranked 5A school from number 5th to 10th this week with a 4-1 record. And the big schools in 6A, Lakeville South undefeated, still number 1. Shakopee undefeated, moving from 3rd to 2nd. They're both 5-0. Eden Prairie's 4-1. They move up from 4th to 3rd. Stillwater's undefeated at 5-0. They move from 7th to 4th. Wayzata is 4-1, moving down from 2nd to 5th. Maple Grove is 6th, and they move up from 10th last week, and they're 4-1. Centennial is 3-2 and jumped from outside the top 10 to number 7. Also from out of the top 10 to number 8, Minnetonka at 4-1. Woodbury's 4-1. They stay in 9th place basically for the last couple of weeks. And St. Michael Albertville now 10th, falling from 6th as they are 3-2. And in 9-man football, Verndale leads the way, 5-0, still number 1. Lanesboro is number 2, up from 3rd last week at 5-0. Hancock is 3rd at 5-0 after being 5th last week. Sleepy Eye St. Mary's moves from 6th to 4th. They're still undefeated. Fertile Beltrami is from 9th to 5th, and they're 5-0. Mountain Iron Buell is 4-1, the first first non-undefeated team in 9-man to get ranked. They're at 6th. They move from 2nd to 6th with their loss. Mountain Lake area also 4-1 in 9-man play. They move from 8th to 7th. Cherry is 4-0 from outside the top 10. They get to number 8 this week. Norman County goes from outside the top 10 to number 9 with their 4-0 record. And Hills Beaver Creek is 4-1, and they move down from 4th to 10th in 9-man rankings. Well, of course, we couldn't do these games without plenty of sponsors, and we have a lot of them, and we thank them all. Man Between the Lakes brings you the scoreboard. They are at 119 South Broadway, downtown Albert Lea. Also, Guaranteed Rate has the first half sponsorship for the game tonight. They're at 134 Newton Avenue in Albert Lea. Call them at 507-320-2229. Alpha Orthodontics sponsoring the second half of football. They are, of course, in the Skyline Plaza in Albert Lea and a proud supporter of Tiger football. Call 377-0222 or online, alphaorthodontics.com. And the stats at halftime and final stats brought to you by Bayview Freeborn Funeral Home. They are out there on Highway 13, Albert Lea, 377-4330, online, bayviewfuneral.com. Tiger Player of the Game is brought to you by Urban & Gerbert's in Albert Lea. Right after the game, pick a Tiger player to receive the $20 gift card. And they are on Bridge Avenue in Albert Lea, of course. As well as Hodgman Drainage, Highway 34, Dodge Center. Call 507-528-2225. Thompson Electric at 310 South 2nd Avenue West, Albert Lea. Call 507-373-4279. Farmers Insurance Agent Joey Talamontes with the pregame show. 710 East Main Street, Suite 100, Albert Lea. Call 507-373-3245. Albert Lea Taxi at 1325 Southeast Broadway, Albert Lea. Call 507-383-3371. Trading Post in Gordonsville. Call 507-448-3302. As well as Albert Lea Chiropractic, Acupuncture and Massage at 1340 West Main in Albert Lea. Call 377-3780. Edward Jones Financial Advisor, Angie Eggum at 127 South Broadway in Albert Lea. Call 507-373-2000. Farmers Mutual Insurance on Highway 13, Manchester. Call 507-826-3425. We thank them one and all, as well as our sports boosters, Mapleton Marine, Thompson Sanitation, Pizza Ranch, Derek's Preferred Auto, Northbridge Mall, Freeborn County Solid Waste, T&W Towing, and Becker Auto and RV in Hayward. And let's hear from some of them right now and be back with the starting lineups and the kickoff to tonight's Albert Lea Mankato East football tilt on Power 96 Sports.
How do you want your life to sound? Like this? Or like this? Life is better with a boat. Find the perfect boat to get you away from the noise, because really, life is better with a boat. Find your perfect Crestliner boat with Mercury Motor at Mapleton Marine, also at mapletonmarine.com or on Highway 22 in Mapleton. Life is better with a boat.
Are you paying too much for garbage collection? Call Thompson Sanitation today at 256-4370. You'll learn why to make the switch. Thompson Sanitation is locally owned, keeping your money in our local community. They offer garbage disposal and roll-off service with competitive prices and the best service around, too. And it's so easy to change. Start your service today. No BS with TS. Call 256-4370 to get the best service at the best prices in the area. Thompson Sanitation. Be loyal. Shop local.
The doors are open at your local Austin and Albert Lea Pizza Ranches. John, Trish, and the gang are excited to serve you. Now you can enjoy all the things your Austin and Albert Lea Pizza Ranches have been famous for. Dine in, relax, and enjoy the buffet. Hot pizza, chicken, fresh salad, desserts, and now hot wings are available. Want to take two to go or need delivery? Yep, it's all back and waiting for you. Of course, social distancing and measures are in place for your safety and theirs. The Pizza Ranches in Austin and Albert Lea now open to serve you.
Hey, Power 96 is 96.1 FM, KQPR, FM Albert Lea, Minnesota, and a beautiful night. Well, maybe even a little warm for high school football standards. At this time of the year, you used to maybe dip it into the 40s, but we're in the 60s this evening as we start game time here, upper 60s, in fact, and looking to not drop much more than to the lower 60s by the end of game time. And Albert Lea Tigers at 0-5, taking on the 4-1 Mankato East Cougars, and it should be getting underway shortly here as Albert Lea takes the field. They'll be kicking to the Cougars to start the game as we still await the Cougars to come out on the field here. But you can see our game here and hear it as well. Video actually is on kqprfm.com. The audio is being taken up on the website by the Austin Bruins game going on, hockey action. But we also have our audio and video on facebook.com/power96mn and on our YouTube channel, youtube.com. Just go to that site and then search for Albert Lea football. And subscribe, please, because the more we get, once we get up to 100, we can have our own You are there, and here's the kickoff. It's a squib kick. It's a onside kick that just barely passes the 50 and is covered there by Mankato East's Brendan Steinbach, a senior, who jumped on it at the 49-yard line. So East will start 1st and 10 on their own 49 as Albert Lee tries a little bit of trickery there to start the game. It's a good ploy. Sometimes it works, sometimes not, but sometimes you can catch him unaware because I would say 9.5 times out of 10 the game starts with a boot to the 10 or, into the end zone. In the case of our guy, Palmer, who can boot him with the best of them here at the high school level, Alex Palmer. So 1st and 10 are the Cougars. Jacob Eggert is their quarterback. He's going to throw one to the left side, and this is to Purangong, and he is off to the races. He's going to score from 51 yards on the first play. A wide receiver screen to the left, and he outmaneuvered everybody and ran to the end zone. 51 yards for the score for the Cougars. And they are up 6-0, just like that. Eggert not going to have better stats than 1 for 1 for 51 yards and a touchdown. And Purangong has some speed. He outran everybody. He was 15, 20 yards ahead of everybody. Here's the extra point that's up and good. So already on the Man Between the Lakes scoreboard, it's 7-0 Mankato East as they score on the opening play from scrimmage from 51 yards. And Man Between the Lakes at 119 South Broadway in Albert Lea. Great quality clothing, tons of accessories for any man in your life, even if that man is you. Buy discount gift certificates to Man Between the Lakes on our Power Shopper, too. And by the way, nothing wrong with women shopping there. There's plenty of stuff that ladies would like, too. You got to get in there and check them out and to appreciate just the depth of things that they've got at Man Between the Lakes in downtown Albert Lea. So a 51-yard touchdown pass on the first play from scrimmage from Eggert to Gong. And Mankato East has the early lead here. Eggert to Gong. I'm trying to write this down and talk at the same time. Point after was good. And here comes Albert Lea out to receive the kick with Jansen. It looks like, no, that's Edwin deep for Albert Lea at about the 10-yard line as he awaits. Well, we got one player coming on a little bit late. That's Elijah Jacobson, frontline player on the kickoffs. Here's an end-over-end kick. It's going to bounce at the 22 and take a Albert Lea bounce toward the 25, but it's a live ball, so somebody's going to jump on it, and they finally do. But they got caught with that last week where it was a pooch kick. Maybe East saw the film and thought they'd try it because that's really similar to what happened there. Last week, Albert Lea kind of let it go, and Winona was able to jump on it. But this time, Tigers get it at the 25-yard line where they'll start 1st and 10. You could see Edwin recognizing that he had to jump on that one, and I don't know if he was the one. There was a few Tigers in that pile. Edwin's going to come wide right as they have receivers on each side, and if from the shotgun, it's Dakota Yankee with calling out the signals. Got two running backs behind him. Gives it, no, he fakes the first man through, and then the pitch to the second man, Kirsch, who gets around the right side for a few yards, maybe to the 27, 28-yard line. We'll see where they put it down. The line of scrimmage, originally the 26, I guess, is where they had it, but now it's the 28. It's 2 yards there for Kirsch. 2nd and 8. Nice pink shoes on some of these East players on defense. As the Tigers come up now, up under center is Yankee, and he will turn and hand it to Kirsch, the tailback, and Kirsch is met right at the line of scrimmage that time and set down for no gain. That'll bring up 3rd and 8. As East has 3 defensive replacements come in on this play for 3rd and 8 at the 28-yard line, rather, of Albert Lea. Trotting in is Garrett Giles with the play. Gives it to Yankee, who tells the rest of the crew. And a long discussion on this play, long play call. Some of them have long names, but I think he was stressing maybe some blocking because he needs some protection at times. He gets overwhelmed right away at the snap of the ball. He's going to pass. He's got a guy over the middle, and it's Edwin, but knocked away by East. Boy, if I had trouble seeing Albert Lee's numbers, I have even more trouble seeing East's gold numbers in these lights. It looked like Caden Oakes was the guy who knocked it away from Edwin on that play. So incomplete, and it brings up 4th and long, and they will be punting it away as Palmer goes back. To do that standing at his 16. Late player getting on for Albert Lee. It's Marcus Navarrete who gets his spot, and now the punt is blocked. Blocked in there and recovered by East at the 10-yard line. And that might have been Gong in there. Number 15, I was told to look for him. And he scored the first touchdown from 51, and I believe he blocked that punt too. So a blocked punt, and East takes over 1st and 10, just outside the 10-yard line. They can get to the inch line for a first down right near the goal line, technically. So we'll see if that comes into play at all. But here comes the Cougar offense, leading 7-0 here with 10:03 to play, first quarter, from the Gus in Albert Lee. And they line up in formation with a quarterback in the shotgun, Eggert, and Diego Reyes, the running back, right behind him. There's an incomplete pass into the end zone, into the left side of the end zone, going again for Gong there, but incomplete from Eggert. 2nd and 10 from the 10.5. Is that plane still circling? Yeah, not a lot of clouds in the sky tonight. It's a warm one if you're playing the game, but you'll appreciate it if you're sitting in the stands that it's in the 60s, that's for sure. 2nd and 10, Eggert in the shotgun, standing at his 15, and he's going to throw on a slant. That's incomplete. In and out of the hands, almost picked off there by the Tigers. But in and out of the hands of his receiver, finally threw to somebody that's not Puragong, and that's incomplete. So 3rd and 10. Jacob Eggert, senior quarterback, is 1 for 3 for 51 yards and a touchdown. Oh, how far they've fallen. He was 1 for 1 for 51 yards and a touchdown. Now 2 incompletions here on a couple of tries for touchdowns. But 3rd down from the shotgun, and he's got Reyes behind him. He's going to pass it again. Another slant. Nice block by a Tiger player. Just reaches up and swats it away. I'll try and get a number. Was that Kuiper out there? Might have been. If he turns around, I could see. Is that 24? So it's not Kuiper. It was 24 is Pardo, but I don't know if I saw that number right. Well, whoever it was a great play defensively and stopped a touchdown for Easton. They'll settle for a field goal attempt. They'll set it down at about the 18, so a 28-yarder. And the snap is good. This placement is good, and the kick is up and good from 28 yards. That was kicker Carson Schweim, sophomore, who boots it through to make it a 10-0 lead for East here on the Man Between the Lakes scoreboard. It's brought to you by Man Between the Lakes at 119 South Broadway. Get down there, check out their accessories, their clothing. I know it's warm still, but they've got some nice fall clothing you're going to need sooner than later, believe me. So get on there and find that. And a lot of local artists are featured with some of their great gifts. So get on down to Man Between the Lakes in downtown Albert Lee. And, of course, the first half brought to you by the Guaranteed Rate. Tiger football fans they are, and they're in Albert Lee, of course, downtown at 134 Newton Avenue. And they have the best residential mortgage rates and service. Call them at 507-320-2229. Or, again, stop in at 134 Newton Avenue in Albert Lee. So 28-yard field goal by kicker Schweim, Carson Schweim. And it makes it a 10-0 game. East, nice goal line stand there by the Tigers. 3 straight passes, 3 straight incompletions. And 2 of them were batted away. Basically just running slants on those passes. Here's another pooch kick that lands at the 40. And East had a chance at it. I don't know if they're going to end up with it, but one guy slid right over the ball, and they do recover. The Cougars do at the 38 or so of Albert Lee. Boy, they saw that on film from last weekend. They've tried to exploit it twice now, this time successful. Albert Lee able to jump on that first one, the opening kickoff, or their opening try to kick off. But this one goes to East, and it'll be 1st and 10 at the Albert Lee 39. Turnovers, always a problem. Got to be aware at all times. That was perfect placement. They kind of kicked it where they weren't, and everybody had to rush towards the ball, and East just got there first. But like I said, the first couple of guys slid over the ball and kind of overdove it. This one is another screen out to the left, and this time completion to East's Mir Otho, a senior receiver. His first catch of the game. And he picks up about 8 yards there to the 31. Otho, one catch, 8 yards. And now back to pass is Eggert. He rolls right. He's got a man open in the end zone. Throws it down there, but a little too far. Guarded closely by the Tigers in the right corner of the end zone. Incomplete. So 3rd and 2 from the 31 for the Cougars. As Eggert is 2 out of 5. Passing, and they have not run the ball yet. That's a departure from most of the teams we see. They're predominantly running teams. But East coming out firing on their first 5 plays. The first play, of course, from scrimmage, scored from 51 yards. But they've had incompletions pretty much since then, except for that 8-yarder to start this drive. And a timeout is called by Mankato East. So we will take a break here, and 10-0 score for East. They have a 3rd and 2 coming up inside Albert Lee territory at the 31 on Power 96 Sports.
Power 96 is looking for camera operators to assist with our live streaming of high school sports. Pay will be on a per-game basis. If you're interested, either call us at 507-373-9600 during regular business hours or email power96@kqprfm.com.
Remember when you used to envy theirs?
Nice boat!
Now, they envy yours.
Hey, nice boat!
When the weekend comes to you, you come down to the dock.
Check out the incredible deals on Hewitt docks, lifts, and accessories. Get the quality Hewitt products you need and want at Mapleton Marine, your boating and Hewitt headquarters. Mapleton Marine on Highway 22 or mapletonmarine.com. Facebook too. What are you waiting for?
Touchdown from 31 yards from Eggert to Gong again. And he outran the defensive backs of Albert Lee to catch that one as he crossed the goal line from 31. And it's another touchdown for the Cougars. Second one of the day for Puragong, a senior. 2 catches, 82 yards, 2 touchdowns for Gong. The extra point is good. And so that was quick right out of the break there. 17-0 on the Man Between the Lakes scoreboard. As you go to 119 South Broadway to find Man Between the Lakes and get tons of great gift ideas or just things you need for yourself. Load up there because that's the place to get it. Great local artists featured with different shot glasses and signs and T-shirts and things like that. Plus, they have great fall clothing as well. And buy discount certificates to Man Between the Lakes on our Power Shopper at kqprfm.com and like them on Facebook. So from 31 yards, Eggert to Gong. And the extra point good. 17-zip. But just when I thought that Albert Lee was going to hunker down and play some good defense, they had some good D on that last series, holding East to a field goal there. And they come out firing on that 3rd and 2 with a long pass from the 31 to the goal line. As Gong crossed the goal line, he caught it for the touchdown. Here is East again. Let's see if they pooch one again about 20 yards. Yeah, he's going to kind of onside this one. It's grabbed right at the 50 by Albert Lee. No doubt about it. One of the up guys for the Tigers grabbed that one and rolled over on top of it. And that is Dahl, I believe. No, Trenton Johnson. Trenton Johnson comes up with that one. Good play. So Albert Lee with good field position here, starting 1st and 10 at the 50. Actually just inside. They're going to put it at the 49 of Mankato East for the start. So an extra yard that I didn't see them earn, but we'll take it. Take every yard we can get. Trailing 17-zip. And they come with Yankee in the shotgun. 2 backs behind him, a receiver each side. Gets the snap. He's throwing. And that's Edwin right across the middle to the 30 before he's tackled. So a 19-yard pickup on that play. 1st and 10, Albert Lee at East's 30-yard line. First completion for Yankee, 19-yarder to Max Edwin, the junior. And Albert Lee's in some business here. 1st and 10 at the 30. That's the problem with all the other games is they fell behind so far by halftime that it was tough to climb out of that. You can't really run when you're down that much and expect to win. So they got to try and stay close to somebody. And this hopefully is the week they can do that and get a score here and cut it back to 10 points. 1st and 10, Yankee again in the shotgun. Receivers right and left, 2 backs behind him, or right beside him actually. He's throwing again. He gets hit right as he delivers. Incompletion at the 20. He was aiming there for Logan Strom, the tight end, on a down and out at about the 20 or 19-yard line. So, again, Yankee not with a lot of time there. He was hit right, and he was hit hard as he passed it. He gets up and straightens out his socks and pads and things that got discombobulated there on the hit. But good effort to get that ball out there. And wasn't a poorly thrown ball, but boy, if he'd had a little more time, he could have probably completed that for another 1st down. As it is, 2nd and 10 for the Tigers. Same configuration with Yankee in the shotgun, two backs beside him, and then a receiver right and left. He's back to pass, harassed again. Nice screen play on the middle there. Doesn't go very far, and Yankee took a hit there again. It's a tough customer. He's been getting hit a lot this season. He keeps bouncing back. That was a short gain to the 27-yard line. 3-yard gain. I believe that was Jansen on the catch. 2 for 4 for Yankee for 22 yards. And it's a 3rd down and 7 from the 27. Got to get to that 20. He's going to flare one out to the right side, and it's a tackle, nice tackle, open field made by East, holding him to a 1-yard loss, basically. Depends on where they put it, but it looks like the 28. And so that's going to bring up 4th down. That was Edwin on the catch, but he had nowhere to go and lost a yard. So we'll see what they do on 4th and 8 from the 28. Going to go for it. Kind of in between. Probably too long for a field goal. Don't want to punt it away. Might as well go for it. At the 28 of East. Yankee now up under center with the I backfield behind him. Receivers right and left. And he got his foot stepped on, does Yankee, as he's pulling out a lineman, maybe the center or guard. Got on top of his foot, and he couldn't go anywhere, and he fell down and was sacked there at the 32. So a loss of 4 on the sack. And that'll be turnover on downs to the Cougars at the 32-yard line. There's timeout on the field with 6:34 still left here in the first quarter. 17-0 is the score. And we'll be back with more football here from the Gus on Power 96 Sports.
Being a teenager is tough. There's the constant pressure to be liked.
Endless worrying about college.
Cyberbullying, high expectations, all the negativity.
There's no question. Being a teenager is tough. And what do Minnesota's teens do when they want to block out the noise and clear their heads?
We play!
Research shows that teenagers who participate in high school sports have lower stress levels, more confidence, and greater self-esteem. And then there's the biggest benefit of all.
High school sports are fun.
Not just fun.
They're a lot of fun.
Encourage your teenagers to participate in a sport or activity when they go to high school. They'll stress less and smile more. And they'll be laying the foundation for a happier, healthier future.
This message presented by the Minnesota State High School League and the Minnesota Interscholastic Activities Administrators Association.
Oh, wow. What a play. On the first play, first and 10 from their 32. East almost got sacked, but Eggert was able to get out of the grasp of some defensive players and threw it downfield to a wide-open Alexander Hennis. Hennis is a junior, and he bobbled it and looked like he was going to catch it a couple of different times, but ended up dropping it for an incompletion and 2nd and 10. He was wide open. I mean, there wasn't anybody within 20, 25 yards of him as he snuck out of there. It looked like it was going to be a surefire sack of Eggert, but he somehow made a magician's move to get out of that, and he whaled her downfield and just about had another touchdown. So, 2nd and 10. Here's the snap out of the shotgun. He's going to throw one over the middle on a slant. It's picked off on the tip. And Tigers taking it down the left side of the 30. 25, 20 before he's still going to the 15. Pardo got that one and takes it all the way down to about the 16-yard line. That's a nice 30-yard return. And the Tigers in business. Their deepest penetration in the game now, the 16-yard line, and his interception for Pardo of Jacob Eggert. Nice job. It was a tip ball. The receiver, it went off his hands. Doug got it and took it down the left sideline down to the 16 before he was forced out of bounds. Here's the snap and a handoff. Trying to go right and plowed under for a loss there. Looked like Kirsch, the tailback. Not a lot of room there. They're going to set it down at about the 19, so a 3-yard loss there for Bryson Kirsch. His 3rd carry, and that puts him under minus 1 yard on the day. So he needs to get some positive yardage here and get back into the positives. But they got 2 receivers on the right now, Albert Lee, on 2nd and 13 from the East 19. Golden opportunity to get back in his game. Trailing 17-0 here with 5:57 to go. One over the middle, almost picked off by Gong. He was trying to get it to a guy right over the middle at the 10-yard line. Again, tough to read these numbers under the lights. Both squads tonight. Albert Lee with red and white numbers that are just tough to read off their dark blue uniforms, and East in white unis with gold numbers. Virtually impossible to see those too, unless you catch it just right in the light. But now 3rd and 13 on the incompletion from Yankee, who is 3 of 6 for 21 yards. And he's got an eye backfield behind him with Kirsch and Jansen. And the receivers right and left. He's going to go straight back to pass over the middle, and he bounces one just short on the in route. Looks like. Is that 4 or 1? Yeah, it's 4. So that's going to be Garrett Giles on the slant there in the inside, but it's 4th and 13 now on the 19. Got to go for it again, or no, they're going to try a field goal here. Setting up for a field goal. We'll put the snap down at the 26, so a 36-yarder. Here's the snap. The kick is blocked. And picked up by the kicker, and he's going to go forward. Man, he can't get to the first down, but he gets it inside the 20 at about the 18-yard line. As Ben Kiters was the guy trying to make the field goal there. He got it blocked, but he's the one who picked it up and ran it up to about the 18-yard line. So that's where the Cougars will take over on the blocked kick. They blocked the punt and now blocked the kick. A field goal attempt. And it stays 17-0 at 5:39 left here in the first. See if we can get another turnover here. Turnovers even here, 1-1. Albert Lee messing up on a kickoff that they had to cover and just couldn't. And East took it over, and Albert Lee getting an interception. This time going long for his favorite receiver, Gong, who catches it and is tackled immediately into Albert Lee territory at the 46. That was Mason Drescher on the coverage, and he tackled him right and caught it. So from the 18 all the way 36 yards on that completion. 1st and 10 now. They stop play. Timeout Albert Lee. And Gong with his 3rd catch of the day. And he's racking up yards too. 36 is 118 on 3 catches with 2 touchdowns on his 3 receptions. It's a pretty good statistical day there. And Eggert is 4 out of 7 for the Tigers, or the Cougars rather, for 126 yards and a score. A couple of scores make that. And the only other person who has an offensive play for Cougars is Mir Othon, who's got that 1 catch for 8 yards. Other than that, it's been the Eggert to Gong show. Gong show? Wait a minute. Yankee for Albert Lee is 3 for 6, passing for 21 yards. Bryson Kirsch has 3 carries for -1. Cole Jansen with a catch for 3 yards, and Max Edwin with 2 grabs for 18 yards. As it's 17-0 here, 5:28 left in the first. Here come the Cougars, 1st and 10 at the Albert Lee 46, with Eggert in the shotgun and nobody behind him in the backfield. He's got 3 receivers, 2 right, 1 left. He's going to get that short pass to about the line of scrimmage on the right side, and boy, a nice move there as he gets off to the races down the right sideline to about the 25-yard line. A 21-yard pickup. Trying to get a number on that train. I thought it was 11, but that could have been Brady Hoffner, senior. So we'll give Brady Hoffner credit on that one. As they set up 1st and 10 on the 24. This is where they put it down. So about a 17-yard gain. And the snap, again avoiding the rush, is Eggert, and he throws it into the corner, knocked away by the Tigers. Edwin got a piece of that one and knocked it away. Nice play by Max. And it'll bring up 2nd and 10 from the Tiger 24. Still 4:46 left. With the passing on both teams, with every incompletion, of course, the clock stops. So it's been a long first quarter. We're about half hour in, and still 4:46 left in the first quarter. Here's a handoff finally. The first running play for East, and it goes to the right and goes nowhere. Maybe a yard as he was dragged down there. As Diego Reyes gets his first carry of the ball game, senior running back for East. Well, they give him forward progress to the 23, so a gain of 1. 3rd and 9 from the Albert Lee 23 now for East. We've had signs of life from this Albert Lee defense tonight. Boy, they've been putting their hands in the way of some of these passes, knocking them away, getting some pressure too on Eggert. Now flags fly at the snap of this one, and they're going to have procedure on East. That'll move them back 5. It stays 3rd down, but now instead of 9, it's 3rd and 14. First penalty of the game for either squad. It's a 5-yarder against East. The 4-1 Cougars gave Casson Manorville their only loss of the year, but they're not ranked like their city counterparts, the Mankato West Scarlets, who are 5-0 and ranked number 1 in 5A. Here's the snap. Eggert, he's got a guy down the right side. It's gone, and he reaches up and grabs it for, no, he was out of bounds. Well, one ref still coming. Oh, now they say a touchdown. Boy, he was pointing, one ref in the middle of the end zone was pointing down that right corner where Gong caught that one. And I wasn't sure if they were going to give it to him or not, if he got a foot in, but apparently he did. And it's a 28-yard Eggert to Gong, 3rd touchdown of the day. So he's got 146 yards and 3 scores, receiving 4 catches, 3 touchdown passes for Eggert, and give him 171 yards passing as the extra point's good. And with 3:54 left on the Man Between the Lakes scoreboard, it is 24-0 East. And Man Between the Lakes at 119 South Broadway, downtown Albert Lee, has everything you need if you're Well, I say, they say it's for guys, but I think women would like to shop there too. You can shop for your guy, or you can shop for yourself. I think there's plenty of stuff there for everybody to like at 119 South Broadway. Man Between the Lakes. So 28-yarder there follows the 31-yarder and the 51-yarder. All Eggert to Gong with a field goal in there from Schweim to make it 24-0. But the Eggert and Gong show is pretty nice if you're an East fan. As they kick off another squib kick. It's actually a onside kick in the air right to a Tiger player at their own 47. They have not kicked more than 20 yards, 25 yards on these kickoffs all night long, East. But if they want to keep just giving to the Tigers with good field position, as long as Albert Lee can come up with them, they've messed up on 2 of them, but the rest have given them good field position. And again, they start out on their own 47, 1st and 10, trailing 24-0. 3:51 remain here in the first quarter. Haven't got that running game going here today. Jansen without a carry. Bryson Kirsch has 3, but he's in negative yardage at -1. There's been a lot of passing. 6 attempts so far for Yankee, who's in the shotgun, and he fakes the handoff, and then he gets plowed under. He's going to go down at the 40. Sack for the Cougars. A loss of 7. Second sack of the day of Yankee. He's lost 9 yards on those 2 sacks. That goes against his passing numbers, too. So I won't take it off. I'll be a nice guy. But technically, they put it at the 41, so it's actually only a 6-yard loss. And it's 2nd and 16 from the Albert Lee 41. 2 receivers right. Kahn and Edwin. And that is, incompletion. No, that wasn't even Kahn. It was Garrett Giles, and he was the intended receiver out on the right flat, and it went in and out of his arms and incomplete. That'll bring up 3rd and 16. He was open, and he would have got some yardage, too. Maybe he was looking downfield before he secured that catch, because it looked like he had some room to move. I'm not saying he'd have scored. I'm just saying he had some room out there. But he dropped that one, and now 3rd down and long for the Tiger offense with 3:02 to play. First quarter. Eye backfield behind Yankee. He drops straight back, and he's going to throw over the middle again to Edwin, who has 3 guys around him, and that one is incomplete. It hit somebody's hands. I don't know if it was Edwin or one of the defenders, but it tipped away incomplete, and that'll be up 4th and long, and they're going to have to punt it away. As the punt team comes in. No? Yep. I see Yankee out there, but he's just the up man blocking here. Or is he gonna, are they going to try something? No, they go to the punter, who gives it a kick, and it bounces at the 40, 39, and rolls toward the east end zone. Picked up there at about the 25-yard line, and up to the 35 goes their return man. Is that Gong out there on the returns too? So East will start 1st and 10 at their 35 with a 24-0 lead, and 2:43 to play here in the first quarter. And it's the Guaranteed Rate first half of Tiger football, brought to you by Guaranteed Rate in Albert Lee. For the best residential mortgage rates and service, call 507-320-2229. That's 507-320-2229. We're stopping and see them at 134 Newton Avenue in Albert Lee. East once again on the attack from their own 35. 1st and 10. Eggert in the shotgun with Reyes behind him. Gets the snap. He's looking to throw deep. He's got a man open at the 33 who catches it, running backwards, and then turns around and wins the foot race to the end zone as he beats Tanner Kahn on that throw. And it is a 65-yard touchdown. I get a number on that. Did you see his number, Rich? Receiver's number? I'm trying to look as he runs off. I'm not sure, but it was a long 65-yarder. I know that for sure. And now, piling up some yards, the East Cougars passing. As he's up to 236 yards is Eggert. Extra point is good. It's 31-0. 65 yards. It wasn't Gong that time. Might have been Hennis. As I said, those numbers are really tough to see for East. I thought Albert Lee's numbers were tough, but they are even tougher to see, those gold letters and the lights. But it's all about how you look. It's not about convenience for anybody to know who you are, I guess. 65-yarder from Eggert to Hennis makes it a 31-0 lead on the Man Between the Lakes scoreboard. And we still have 2:30 to go here in the first quarter. As Man Between the Lakes has all your great accessories. I love the bullet in the shot glass. I love the golf ball in the shot glass. Right in the side of the glass. It doesn't impede your drinking. It just looks cool. And they got a lot of stuff like that, as well as great clothes, too. Downtown at 119 South Broadway. Finally, a kick off that goes to the 10. Picked up there by Edwin. He skips by a couple of guys, but then runs into a wall just before the 20. They never did get him down, but they just pushed him back and stopped his progress. And going to mark him out at about the 17.5, 18-yard line. And the Tigers will start there. Now, 236 yards passing for Eggert with 4 touchdowns. 3 of them to Gong, 1 to Hennis. Gong has 146 yards on his 4 catches with 3 scores. The speed of those guys, they just get past the defensive backs in a shot, and Eggert just has to heave it as far as he can, and they run under it. Here's Yankee with the snap from the shotgun. He's got Jansen on an inside screen, and he's going to get some yards, almost a first down yardage. Yeah, it's pretty close. They're going to see where they put it down here. I think East thought they took the ball away there, but I do believe it will stay with the Tigers. And they are looking at about the 28. Is it a first down or not? That's the debate. They haven't moved the sticks yet. I don't know if they're going to have to measure or if they're just checking with each other to see what they should do, but it's either second and real short or first and 10 out around the 28-yard line. I mean, the scoreboard is optimistic and has it at first and 10 on the 28. And they do finally call it a first down. 10-yard gain for Jansen, his second catch, 13 yards. And a first down, Tigers in their own territory at the 28. And now a discussion between the refs. They push the East team back away from the little referee huddle. Oh, they're going to give it to East. I know the East players were saying they recovered the ball. And then they said first down, Albert Lee. And now all of a sudden the refs are saying it's East ball. They're pointing towards the end zone where East goes from right to left. This far after the play, they're going to change possession? That's a little strange. All right, I guess Jensen fumbled it in. And East recovered on that 10-yard gain. That is the strangest turnover, that it took that long. And Dunn is out there arguing this exact point. He's like, who told you? Was that from their sideline that said it was a turnover, and now you're going to believe him? If the refs didn't see it, then they can't call it. But I guess they're doing it. Maybe one of them did see it and brought it up there. But it's now East, first and 10 on the Albert Lee 28-yard line. And a handoff, and this is Reyes around the right side, and down the sideline he goes, and he's tackled inside the 10 at about the 5. So that's going to be at least 23 yards. Second carry for Reyes. See where they put it down, right at the 5, so it's a 23-yarder. And he's up to 24 yards on his 2 carries. First and goal at the 5. Some odd happenings on that last exchange there on the turnover that nobody seemed to see until they figured out Albertley had a first down, and then all of a sudden, oh, no, wait a minute, it's not your ball anymore. Here's Eggert rolling out to his right. He has a completion in the end zone for a touchdown. And guess who? I believe that's Gong again. If he can get into the light here, I might be able to see if it's number 15. Sure looks like him. As he was streaking across the field from left to right and he got it and had just get 1 foot in on the end line there on the sideline of the end zone, and he did so. So a 5-yard touchdown pass, and here comes the extra point for East. And the refs made it easy for their score to make it now 38-0. And still a minute 37 left here in the first quarter. A 5-yarder from Eggert to Gong. Their 4th hookup. Eggert's 5th touchdown pass. And the man between the lakes scoreboard shows a 38-0 score. 119 South Broadway, Man Between the Lakes. That's the place to go for your clothes, guys. Tons of accessories for any man in your life, even if that man is you. And if you go to kqprfm.com, you can hear or you can find some coupons there for some savings as well on your Man Between the Lakes purchases. Austin Bruins hockey still going on their audio is on our website, kqprfm.com. We have video of this game on that website. If you look for it there's Edwin jumping on that kickoff that again was kind of squibbed down there at about the 25, but he was careful enough to run over there and jump on it and secure it near the 20, so 1st and 10. And it's 1-0 St. Cloud over the Bruins early in that game. We also have our audio and video on Facebook.com/Power96MN and on YouTube.com. Just search for Albert Lee Football, and you can see video and audio of this ball game tonight and all of the games that we cover here on Power 96. 1st and 10 for the Tigers from their own 22. As Yankee handed it off, and it does not go far. In fact, might have lost a yard or two. As the pileup is at the 20. We'll see where they give him forward progress. I believe that was Jansen again. It could have been Kirsch, but yeah, it's a 21, so there's a loss of 1 on that one. It was Kirsch. Into the game comes Giles. Brings the play in. Left and right, a receiver each side. I backfield behind Yankee, who's up under center. Jansen and Kirsch in that backfield. He's back to pass, throws a slant over the middle. That could be interference, but it's not called. Looked like a little bit of contact just before the ball got there. It was Giles, the intended receiver. He got knocked down, but they just call it an incomplete pass. Well, I'm not as close as they are. 3rd down now. 21 at 11 at the 21. Clock stops with the incompletion. Still 45 seconds left in the first period. And we're about 45 minutes into the game here. We'll get home about midnight, and we live here. Yankee back to pass on 3rd and long. He's got one over the middle, and mix up in signals there because nobody was close to that one as it sails incomplete. And that'll bring up 4th down and a punting situation again for the Tigers. 40 ticks left here in the first quarter. Albert Lee has 1 timeout left, and East has 2. So we had 3 timeouts in the first quarter. All these scores, turnovers, and passes that went incomplete. This turned into quite a long, probably the longest quarter of my life here. As the punt gets away, almost was blocked again, but received by East and brought back to the 35 of Albert Lee, maybe the 34, with forward progress. And the return man might be hurt. He's rolling around on the ground, and they got a flag flying now. After the fact, that was Mir Otho with the return, and he's up now and walking off under his own power. Looks a little staggered. see what the flag is all about. That was very late. 28 seconds left here in the opening quarter. The ref's talking it over. Marking it off against East. So a personal foul on the Cougars. 15-yarder. Moves them back right to midfield stripe. Second penalty of the game, both against East. Total of 20 yards marked off against them tonight. Hasn't stopped them much, 38-0. 28 seconds left here in the first quarter. East has had the ball with chance to score twice and was thwarted on those chances. So East now, 1st and 10 from midfield. And another delay here as the Sticks crew, marking first downs, has not caught up to the action just yet. They had a smoke break or something. There we go. Now they got her set. Maybe they had the chain all tangled up or something. There's the snap and a handoff. It's going to end the first quarter, and a nice rumble up the middle on first down and more for Reyes as he goes all the way down to the 33, 17-yard pickup. Oops, marked the wrong guy there. 17-yard pickup for Diego Reyes. Clock is at 10, 9, 8, and that should be it for the first quarter of a 38-0 game here. And thanks to our sponsors, we have Alpha Orthodontics, Skyline Plaza, Albert Lee. Call 507-377-0222. Online at alphaorthodontics.com and like them on Facebook. Hodgman Drainage at Highway 34 Dodge Center. Call 507-528-2225. Online, hodgmandrainage.com and like them on Facebook. Thompson Electric at 310 South 2nd Avenue West in Albert Lee. 507-373-4279. Online, thompsonelectricofalbertlee.com. Like them on Facebook. Farmers Insurance Agent Joey Talamonte, 710 East Main Street, Suite 100, Albert Lee. Call 507-373-3245 and online at agents.farmers.com. Click on Minnesota, click on Albert Lee, and also like them on Facebook. Albert Lee Taxi, 1325 Southeast Broadway in Albert Lee. Call 507-383-3341 and like them on Facebook. Trading Post in Gordonsville. Call 507-448-3302 and like them on Facebook. As well as Bayview Freeborn Funeral Home on Highway 13 in Albert Lee. Call 373-4330 or online, bayviewfuneral.com, and like them on Facebook. Albert Lee Chiropractic, Acupuncture and Massage at 1340 West Main in Albert Lee. Call 377-3780 or online, albertleechiropractic.com, and like them on Facebook. And here we go into action. First play of the second quarter is a 1st and 10 for East on the Albert Lee 33. It's a handoff to Reyes, and he's going to get a couple of yards on that one. 2nd and 8. Edward Jones Financial Advisor Angie Eggum at 127 South Broadway in Albert Lee. Call 507-373-2000. Online, edwardjones.com/Angie Eggum. Like her on Facebook. Farmers Mutual Insurance, Highway 13 Manchester. Call 507-826-3425. Online, manchestermutual.com. And like them on Facebook. Urban and Gerberts at 132 Bridge Avenue in Albert Lee. Call 507-473-2033 and online at urbanandgerberts.com. And like them on Facebook. And, of course, it's the guaranteed rate first half with residential mortgage at 135 South Newton Avenue in Albert Lee. Call 320-2229 as there's a run around the left side. And it's going to be close to a first down. Probably got it by the looks of things. But guaranteed rate online at people.rate.com and like them on Facebook. One and all, we appreciate that. And, of course, our sports boosters, Mapleton Marine, Thompson Sanitation, Pizza Ranch, as well as Becker Auto and RV in Hayward, Freeborn County Solid Waste, Northbridge Mall, TNW Towing, and we thank them one and all as well. So they did get the first down. 1st and 10 on the 21 now for East, as they're just handing it off now. Here's Reyes kind of picking his way over the left side, cuts it back into the middle, gets down to the 15 for a 6-yard pickup. It was an end around on the last play. I'm not sure who carried that one. It would have been Otho or Gong on the carry. Give it to Otho. Why not? As he picked up the first down. But now 2nd and 4 from the 15 for East. Just underway, second quarter. 38-0. As Reyes blasts over the right side, and he's tackled inside the 10 at about the 7 for an 8-yard pickup and a first down and goal. 55 yards now on 5 carries for Reyes, the senior running back, the only back in the game for East so far in the ball game. He's just one bad backfield there, no blocker for him, and he takes one in all the way up the middle of 9 yards out for a running score for East. And he's up to 64 yards on 6 carries with a touchdown now, as he scores from 9. First non-passing touchdown, and it's Diego Reyes who runs it in. They'll line up for the extra point. 9:44 yet to play here in the first half. Elberly almost blocking that one. A couple of guys got in, and it's no good. It affected the kick, and it's now 44-0 on the Man Between the Lakes scoreboard. That was a no good extra point. But after that 9-yard run, and Man Between the Lakes at 119 South Broadway with great quality clothing and tons of accessories. You got to get in there and check it out. You can spend a good hour in there and probably not get to everything that he's got, from clothing to shot glasses and other drinking glasses and T-shirts and signs and knives and all kinds of great stuff. So do check it out, guys, at 119 South Broadway. And we have our video of this game running on our website, kqprfm.com. Audio on the website is reserved for the Austin Bruins game, and they were down 1-0 last we checked early in that game. Audio and video of this game on facebook.com/power96mn. Tell your friends from out of the area they can watch it online, audio and video, and as well on youtube.com. Search for Albert Lee Football and get the audio and video that way. And, of course, on 25,000 clean watts of power on 96.1 FM. As we're ready for the kickoff, East from the 40, and he boots it deep, the first real deep kick, and it goes to the 10. And Edwin goes off to his right and then reverses direction a little bit and gets caught at the 25, but able to drag guys down with him at about the 28-yard line, where Elberly will start. Nice run back for Edwin. First and 10, 9:36 to play in the half. The guaranteed rate, first half. Best residential mortgage rates in service. Call 507-320-2229. They're at 134 Newton Avenue. Another one of our neighbors down there, downtown Albert Lee. Which is one big happy family downtown. Albert Lee with a receiver to each side, and Yankee in the shotgun with his running backs right beside him, and he's just going to get bull rushed and overwhelmed, and he's dropped inside the 20. And that East player is fired up that he did that. 76 for East. On the sack is Ainsley Stubbs, a sophomore, getting some playing time, and he bull rushed right in there and dropped Yankee for an 11-yard sack. Third sack of the day for the East Cougars for minus 19 yards. Only 2 penalties in their game, and they're both on East. One a personal foul and one procedure call, so 20 yards against them. But they have the 44-zip lead, and here's a 2nd and 17 pitch to the right, and not going too far. Actually, he's going to maybe lose another yard there to the 20. Is that where they're going to put her down? I think that was Kirsch on the ball carrier. His 5th carry of the day. He's going backwards. He's now at minus 3. Not a lot of room in the running game here today. Passing game, Yankee is, 4 out of 11 for 31 yards. And that strange play where Jansen got the first down on a 10-yard gain, and they didn't call the turnover until, 2.5 minutes later. It was the strangest play I've seen in a long time. Here's a little trickery for Albert Lee, and it looked like they were going to pitch it one way, and it was actually pitched to the guy coming around on the end around. And if I can get a number, I'll tell you who it is, but he gained about 4 yards on the play. Turn, son. Let me see your number. Is that Edwin? No. Yep, that's Edwin. Max carries the ball there on an end around. a fake pitch, and then just a flip to Edwin, who brought it up about 3 yards. So still going to be 4th and 14, deep in their own territory, and require a punt again for the Tigers. And the East receiver standing at the Albertley 48. The kick is successful, and it's caught and fumbled. Get on it. Oh, he got his own fumble back. He's going to have it 1st and 10 at the 39 for East. Boy, there was an opportunity. If a Tiger had been in that general vicinity, could have actually picked it up and ran it all the way in the other way for a touchdown. But not the case. They're going to put it on the left hash mark at the 39 of Albertley, far side of the field. 1st and 10 for the Cougars, who are coming out here. Then I am going to have a hard time knowing if they've got substitutes in there because you can't see their numbers. But the same formation anyway, with receivers right and left. One single back behind the quarterback. It's a handoff. Nope, it's a fake handoff, and the quarterback's going to go around the right side. He's down to the 30, 25, 20. He sprints down to the 10. That is a backup quarterback, I believe. It's number 15, Pulragong. And they're going to have it 1st down and goal at the 8-yard line on a big run there. 31-yard run by the backup quarterback. I'm trying to get a number on that guy, because that does not look like the other guy named Gong at all. Oh, it's 5. I thought it was 15. So it's number 5. And it's Rafe Bowman, a sophomore quarterback. Rafe. No, there's a name you don't see much. R-A-F-E. Rafe Bowman. Nice run for him on that 31-yarder. And now we have flags on this play. It looks like it might have been offsides on Albertley because they're going to mark it down to the 4. First penalty on the Tigers. So 1st and goal now on the 4 as they get the play over here. Snap to Bowman. He hands it off up the middle. Touchdown. Running it in there. Again, I thought it was 43, but there's no 43 on their squad. It's tough to see their numbers, but that's a touchdown from 5 yards out for East. Another touchdown run, their second running touchdown in a row after 5 passing touchdowns. Extra point setting up. And the snap, hold, and kick, and it's through and good, 51-0. And still 6:29 left here in the second quarter. And the 4-1 East Cougars well on their way to 5-1 as they make that one. And they've scored from all over the field. 51 yards passing, 28-yard field goal, then 31-yard pass touchdown, 28-yard passing touchdown, 65-yard passing touchdown, 5-yarder passing, and then 2 runs from 9 and 5 have given them their 51-0 lead. Power 96 is 96.1 KQPR FM, Albert Lee, Minnesota. As we set up for the kickoff here. And last time they kicked it all the way down to the 10 finally. They've been, 8 in a row. They've been trying to put it right behind that first line of defense and jump on it. And they did a couple of times. They got Albert Lee's got to shore that up for sure, because it bit them last week and it bit them this week a time or two. Any kickoff, you got to jump on it. It's a live ball. Anybody can grab it as long as it goes 10 yards. And this is booted. Oof, he put him leg into that one. It bounces in the end zone and out the back for a touchback. 1st and 10, Albert Lee at the 20. And now just trying to put some points together. You know, they had 21 last week, their biggest offensive output of scoring. They had 12 and 14 before. And now back to no points here so far with 6:29 to play in the half. Be nice to see them get a drive together and put it in the end zone, as they have receivers right and left. I backfield. Yonke up under center. Hasn't had a lot of time again tonight. And he's dropping back to pass. And again, he's hit once and twice and dropped and loses a couple yards. 4th sack for 21 yards in losses. And an injured East player laying face down right on the 20-yard line. He moves his arms. That's the first movement I've seen of him. Now he's kicking his legs a little bit. So with the injury timeout, we'll take a break here and be back with more on Power 96 Sports.
How do you want your life to sound? Like this? Or like this? Life is better with a boat. Find the perfect boat to get you away from the noise, because really, life is better with a boat. Find your perfect Crestliner boat with Mercury Motor at Mapleton Marine, also at mapletonmarine.com or on Highway 22 in Mapleton. Life is better with a boat.
I can't believe we have to make this commercial.
It's ridiculous.
You'll think it's ridiculous too. Listen to this.
This commercial is about, well, it's about parents being rude at high school athletic events.
Ridiculous, right?
It gets worse. Studies show more than 75% of new high school officials are quitting because of bad adult behavior.
So now there's a shortage of refs here in Minnesota, in almost all sports.
No officials means no more games.
Is that what you want for us?
Come on, parents.
It's time to grow up.
Cheer for your team.
Be proud of your children.
But stop being so ridiculous.
And don't make us run another commercial.
Because we will.
This message presented by the Minnesota State High School League and the Minnesota Interscholastic Activities Administrators Association, reminding you to always practice good sportsmanship.
Back in the Gus in Albert Lee, 51-0 East. Albert Lee with the ball, 2nd and 11 on their own 19. A running play up the left side of the line, and he's bowled over after he gains about 4 yards on that one. And that is the first sighting of Derek McMillan, I believe, on the carry for 4 yards. Is that number 1? Where have you been all my life, Derek McMillan? He didn't play last week either, but he's been a spark plug whenever he's been in there. Now he's the tailback. Got himself 4 yards there. And now a fake to him, and Yankee trying to run for his life. Gets sacked again. May have got back to the line of scrimmage, so it might be actually a run play. Well, he's at the 20. No, they were at the 24. So a loss of 4 on that one. 5th sack for 25 yards in losses. So McMillan with his carry got 4. And now it's 4th down again. And from the 20, Albert Lee will punt. Actually, they move it up to the 21. So a 3-yard loss there. So 24 yards lost and 5 sacks. And a low snap to the punter, who gets it up and away. And it's caught at the 48. Nice tackle. Boy, the Tiger player just grabbed his jersey and pulled him down. That's one way to do it. Elijah Jacobson there with a tackle. No, you can do that, yeah. You can undress him if you have to. Grabbed the tail of his shirt and just yanked him down there, and we'll take over at the 48 of Albert Lee. 4:43 to play here in the first half. And we'll see if Rafe Bowman comes out again as quarterback for East. Yes, they are undoubtedly going to go deep. But they only have like 45 players themselves. Albert Lee, I think, dressed 37 or 36 guys. So both teams with by most standards, if you go to a Faribault or a Winona, they've got like 80 guys on the team. These two, not so much. 4:43 to play. 1st and 10. East at the Albert Lee 48. And it is Bowman at quarterback, and he's going to keep it around the left side after a fake handoff. And he's to the 40, down to the 35, and pushed out of bounds there, about the 34-yard line. Nope, they're right at the 35. So a 13-yard gallop for Rafe Bowman. He had a 31-yarder before, so he's got 44 yards on 2 carries. The backup quarterback. Rafe is a sophomore, 5'10", 200 pounds. A timeout is called. Albert Lee's third and final timeout here in the first half. Give me a chance to go through some of our great sponsors and thank them for being along all year long. Sports Boosters, first of all, Pizza Ranch, Thompson Sanitation, Mapleton Marine, as well as Northbridge Mall, T&W Towing, Freeborn County Solid Waste, Becker Auto and RV in Hayward, and Derek's Preferred Auto. We thank them one and all. Alpha Orthodontics has the second half sponsorship coming up here, but Alpha Orthodontics in the Skyline Plaza in Albert Lea, proud supporter of Tiger football. Call 377-0222 or online, alphaorthodontics.com, and like them on Facebook. First half sponsor is the Guaranteed Rate. They have they're in Albert Lea at 134 Newton Avenue, and best residential mortgage rates and service. Call 507-320-2229. Bayview Freeborn Funeral Home with a halftime and final stats coming up here. Albert Lea's only 100% locally owned full-service funeral home. There when you need them at Highway 13 Albert Lea. Call 373-4330 or online bayviewfuneral.com, and like them on Facebook. Here's another run around the right side this time for Bowman, and he gets down inside the 20 to the 15. And another 20-yard scamper. Well, he is definitely a running quarterback. 59 yards on 3 carries. And the first guy they had in there, Jacob Eggert, was a thrower. He didn't run at all. He was 7 of 10, though, throwing. So, and 4 touchdowns. Don't forget those. I'm trying to. 4:08 and counting left in the half. 51-0 East, and looking to get another one here as they line up at the 15. And that is starting running back Diego Reyes back in there, and he picks his way towards the 10. Inside the 10, actually, at the 8. He's going to get 7 yards on that one. Reyes up to 71 yards on the night. 3:38 and counting here in the first half. Also, thanks to Joey Telemonte's Farmers Insurance pregame show. Sponsor, 710 East Main Street and Suite 100 in Albert Lea. Call 507-373-3245. And falling down the ball carrier at the 8-yard line, 9 maybe, a loss of 1. I don't know if I was Reyes. We'll make it Reyes for the loss of 1 there, and it's going to be 3rd and 3 for East at the Albert Lea 8. And Tiger Player of the Game, brought to you by Urban and Gerberts in Albert Lea. Right after the game, I'll pick, well, we will, Reg and I will arm wrestle over a player of the game. And that person will get a $20 gift card to Urban and Gerbert at 132 Bridge Avenue, Albert Lea, with convenient drive-through, or you can download the free app and order that way. And Bowman tries one up the middle, and he fumbles it. Is Albert Lea got it? They do. It's Albert Lea football. Their second turnover of the game, after Pardo intercepted one and returned it quite a ways. That is a fumble recovery deep in their own end, but hey, they took it away with 2:41 to play in the first half, trailing 51-0. Albert Lea will start 1st and 10 from their own 7. Where was I? Yes, Urban and Gerbert's free app online. You can order that way, urbanandgerberts.com. Plus, they deliver, too, so they got everything for you there. Here's the first down play, and Yankee gives it to, looks like McMillan, who goes right into the middle of the line. He's not going to get much. Probably back to the line of scrimmage. So 2nd and 10. Also thanks to Hodgman Drainage, Highway 34 Dodge Center. Call 5. Oops, and an injury. It's an Albert Lea player. He's down at about the 7-yard line, right where that pile-up happened. I don't have a number, and the staff is out there to look at him. And he's laying flat on his back. So not going to speculate or anything. Hodgman Drainage and Dodge Center. Call 507-528-2225. Online, HodgmanDrainage.com, and like them on Facebook. Thompson Electric at 310 South 2nd, as Coach Dunn makes his way out to the injured player as well. In Albert Lea, South 2nd Avenue West in Albert Lea. Thompson Electric online, ThompsonElectricofAlbertLea.com. Call 507-373-4279 and like them on Facebook. Albert Lea Taxi at 1325 Southeast Broadway, Albert Lea. 507-383-3341. Give them a like on Facebook. Trading Post in Gordonsville. Call 507-448-3302. and like him on Facebook. Still down, but he's got his knees up. Maybe he got the wind knocked out of him or something. I don't know. Again, it's all speculation at this point. Way far away from us. Can't see a number, and all I know is it's a Tiger player down at about the 7-yard line. Now he's trying to sit up, and it is going to be Weston Dahl, 54. And he's up on his feet and gets a hand from the crowd. Still hasn't taken a step, but they got him on his feet. Now he's thinking about walking. And very tenderly turns around. Weston, of course, a big part of both offense and defensive line. And he is going to gingerly walk off the field here. So we hope the best for him. And he'll have, there's 2:07 left in the first half, so he's got halftime coming up here. He can try and recover a little bit, but he's moving slow. A little bit of limp, but he's on his own power. Nobody's helping him. So there is that. As we have 2nd and 9 on the 8 for Albert Lee, trailing 51-0. McMillan's going to come out. And the clock starts at 2 minutes left to go as Yonke comes up under center. He's got an eye backfield behind him and receivers right and left. They pitch it. And this is Giles. He's going to go deep on a halfback option. Open was Edwin at the 35. But I think he thought it was going to get tipped. There was a defensive back who was jumping at it and should have probably intercepted it, it looked like. But he missed it. And Edwin, as it went through his arms and by his head, couldn't get a good look at it, and he couldn't gather that in. Otherwise, he'd have scored. That would have been a 92-yarder for Edwin. But as it is, an incompletion, and it's 3rd and 9. Actually, that was Giles on the pass attempt. And so he's 0 for 1. Here's a little run up the middle that goes nowhere for Jansen. And ends up at about the 13. So he did get about 5 yards out of that one. And he's a little gimpy. Oh, that's not him, though. That's seeing some players limp around as Trenton Johnson there had a little limp going. As we get down to 1:19 left as Albert Lee's going to punt it away. And here's the snap. The kick is a wobbler. It's going to bounce at the 43 and it rolls way into East territory at the 42. That was a 12, 15-yard roll. Nicely done, and down there by Albert Lee's Elijah Jacobson, who's been down there on a lot of special teams plays. Nice job. 1st and 10 East now from their own 42. As they set up shop with 1:02 left in the half. And I'm not sure of the number, but and I forget what the mercy rule is going to be in effect if Albert Lee doesn't tighten this game up. By the 4th quarter, I believe it is, the clock just keeps running no matter what, unless there's like an injury or something like that. And we have a penalty on East. Procedure penalty, it looked like he said, or signaled. And they're going to mark them back a quick 5 before they get this drive underway. It's 1-1 now, Austin Bruins and St. Cloud Norsemen up in St. Cloud. On our stream, our audio stream at kqprfm.com, you can catch that. But the 3rd penalty on East for 25 yards. Only 1 penalty on Albert Lee for 5, and they're going to just down it there and make it 2nd and 15. Clock runs, 50 seconds to go here in the first half. And Albert Lee's used all their timeouts here in this half. East still has 2 left, but they are not going to use them. Leading 51-0. 2nd and 15, they take their time. They come up to the line, 30 seconds now and running. And they'll probably just kneel down again. kind of a victory formation here at the end of the half. As Bowman gets the snap, takes a knee, and he is downed there. And that'll be the end of the first half with a 51-0 score in favor of East on the Man Between the Lakes scoreboard. Man Between the Lakes at 119 South Broadway in downtown Albert Lee. Everything a man needs, and a lot of stuff women could use too. So check that out. And downtown Albert Lee. We will take a break here and come back with the halftime stats, which will be brought to you by Bayview Freeborn Funeral Home. And then we'll have the second half of action coming up here, too, on Power 96 Sports.
Power 96 is looking for camera operators to assist with our live streaming of high school sports. Pay will be on a per-game basis. If you're interested, either call us at 507-373-9600 during regular business hours or email power96@kqprfm.com.
More and more these days, it feels like sports are losing out to hype. Who dissed who? Who signed the fattest contract? Who got busted for cheating? Lost 2 is the unique capacity sports have to inspire us, to unite us. Well, great news, sports fans. Sports are still being played for the right reasons. They're still as entertaining as they are character building. You just have to know where to find it. And you only have to look as far as your local Minnesota high school. You know, the place where the games are exciting, concessions are affordable, and the parking is free. Where the emphasis is on hustle and heart instead of hype. If you prefer real, honest-to-goodness sport played for all the right reasons, you'll find it at your hometown high school. High school sports. Games are being played this weekend at a Minnesota high school near you. Okay, everybody, who's in?
This message presented by the Minnesota State High School League and the Minnesota Interscholastic Activities Administrators Association. High school sports are as American as apple pie. And going to a game or meet is a chance to see the stars of tomorrow shine today. But as anybody who's ever attended a high school sporting event in Minnesota knows, you can't have the stars without the stripes. High schools are currently looking for new officials in almost every sport. Who looks good in stripes? Anybody looking for a way to stay connected to a sport they love. If you like the idea of giving back to your community while earning a few extra bucks, chances are you'd look good in stripes too. We want to hear from you. We need to hear from you. No officials means no games. No stripes means no stars. And what kind of America would that be? Minnesota needs more high school officials. Go to highschoolofficials.com to sign up or learn more. That's highschoolofficials.com.
Runners, to your mark. Set.
Some may see a sprinter. At the NFHS, we see a future leader already off to the races. Some may see a volleyball player.
Good hit! Way to go, girls! Woo!
At the NFHS, we see a spike in confidence that will help her achieve her potential. What else do we see? Musicians learning to march to their own beat. We're the NFHS, the national leader and advocate for high school athletics and activities in America, helping today's teenagers develop the skills they need to become tomorrow's leaders. And we see it happening in communities across Minnesota every single day. Learn more about the NFHS commitment to youth at nfhs.org. This message presented by the NFHS, the National Federation of State High School Associations.
At halftime, 51-0 East over Albert Lee from the Gus. And the youngsters, youth football, Albert Lee taking center stage here at halftime and putting on a good show for the fans, the future of Albert Lee football there. Some nice runs there. Dakota Yankee at halftime is 4 of 11 passing for 31 yards. Did not run the ball, but Cole Jansen had a carry for 5 yards and 2 catches for 13. Bryson Kirsch with 5 carries for -3. Tough inside yards. Not opening up much for him there. Derek McMillan had 1 carry for 4 yards late in the half. And it was Garrett Giles 0 for 1 passing, too. He had a wide open Edwin, but did not connect on that one. Max Edwin with 2 catches for 18 yards and a run for 3 yards. That's the extent of the Albert Lee offense here tonight. They've been sacked 5 times, as again, Yaki very little time to set up and get like his feet under him when he throws it. He's always throwing under duress, it seems. But he was sacked 5 times for 24 yards in losses. On the other hand, a lot of yards from Mankato East. Their starting quarterback, Jacob Eggert. By the way, these stats brought to you by Bayview Freeborn Funeral Home. They are Albert Lee's only 100% locally owned full-service funeral home. There when you need them on Highway 13 Albert Lee. Call 373-4330 or online BayviewFuneral.com and like them on Facebook. East had Jacob Eggert with 7 of 10 for 236 yards and 4 touchdown passes. And then his replacement came in, Rafe Bowman. He hasn't thrown the ball at all. He's run it 3 times for 59 yards. And their running back, Diego Reyes, has 8 carries for 70 yards and a touchdown. Alex Hennis with a catch for 65 yards and a score. Pura Gong with 4 catches, 146 yards, and 3 touchdowns for East. Amir Otham has 1 catch for 8 yards, 1 run for 4 yards. And Brady Hefner with 1 catch for 17 yards. Scoring was early and often for East. They had a 51-yard touchdown pass from Eggert to Gong, point after good, 7-0. 28-yard field goal from Carson Schwein made it 10-0. 31-yard Eggert to Gong pass, touchdown, extra point good, was 17-0 East. Then a 28-yarder from Eggert to Gong, extra point was good, 24-0. 65-yarders from Eggert to Hennis, the extra point good, 31-0. Then a 5-yarder from Eggert to Gong again, the extra point was good, and it was 38-0. And Diego Reyes ran it in from 9 yards out. The extra point was missed, 44-0. And finally a 5-yard run with the extra point good, 51-0 at halftime. 1 penalty against Albert Lee for 5 yards, 3 against East for 25 yards. And there's your stats, brought to you by Bayview Freeborn Funeral Home. Albert Lee's only 100% locally owned full-service funeral home. There when you need them on Highway 13 Albert Lee. Call 373-4330 or online BayviewFuneral.com and like them on Facebook. And there's a few I didn't get to as far as mentioning our great sponsors here. And that would include Guaranteed Rate, who sponsored the first half. That's Residential Mortgage, 134 South Newton Avenue in Albert Lee. Call 320-2229 or online at people.rate.com and like them on Facebook. Farmers Mutual Insurance, Highway 13 Manchester. Call 507-826-3425. Online, manchestermutual.com, and like them on Facebook. Edward Jones, Financial Advisor, Angie Eggum at 127 South Broadway, Albert Lee. Call her at 507-373-2000. Online, edwardjones.com/Angie Eggum, and like her on Facebook. Albert Lee Chiropractic, Acupuncture and Massage at 1340 West Main in Albert Lee. Call 377-3780 or online, albertleechiropractic.com, and like them on Facebook. We're going to have the second half brought to you by Alpha Orthodontics coming up here, as they are a proud supporter of Tiger football, and of course they're in the Skyline Plaza in Albert Lee. They've helped people get the smile of their dreams in over 150 zip codes. Dr. Leonard has been a board-certified orthodontist for over 35 years. Call 377-0222 or online, alphaorthodontics.com, and like them on Facebook. So we're about 4 minutes away from the start of the second half. The Albert Lee youth football guys are out there doing their thing and scoring touchdowns and having fun. And the fans appreciate it very much. It's a good show here at halftime. I'm Jay Paul, back with the second half of action in just a few minutes here on Power 96 Sports.
Being a teenager is tough.
There's the constant pressure to be liked.
Endless worrying about college.
Cyberbullying, high expectations, all the negativity.
There's no question. Being a teenager is tough. And what do Minnesota's teens do when they want to block out the noise and clear their heads?
We play!
Research shows that teenagers who participate in high school sports have lower stress levels, more confidence, and greater self-esteem. And then there's the biggest benefit of all.
High school sports are fun.
Not just fun.
They're a lot of fun.
Encourage your teenagers to participate in a sport or activity when they go to high school. They'll stress less and smile more. And they'll be laying the foundation for a happier, healthier future.
This message presented by the Minnesota State High School League and the Minnesota Interscholastic Activities Administrators Association.
How do you define strength? Is it physical? Or is it mental? Maybe it's both. Maybe it's whatever empowers a person to dig deeper, fight harder, and overcome obstacles that once seemed insurmountable. Discover how much stronger and more confident your children can be. Encourage them to participate in a sport when they go to high school.
This message presented by the Minnesota State High School League and the Minnesota Interscholastic Activities Administrators Association.
I can't believe we have to make this commercial.
It's ridiculous.
You'll think it's ridiculous too. Listen to this.
This commercial is about, well, it's about parents being rude at high school athletic events.
Ridiculous, right?
It gets worse. Studies show more than 75% of new high school officials are quitting because of bad adult behavior.
So now there's a shortage of refs here in Minnesota, in almost all sports.
No officials means no more games.
Is that what you want for us?
Come on, parents.
It's time to grow up.
Cheer for your team.
Be proud of your children.
But stop being so ridiculous.
And don't make us run another commercial.
Because we will.
This message presented by the Minnesota State High School League and the Minnesota Interscholastic Activities Administrators Association, reminding you to always practice good sportsmanship.
More and more these days, it feels like sports are losing out to hype. Who dissed who? Who signed the fattest contract? Who got busted for cheating? Lost 2 is the unique capacity sports have to inspire us, to unite us. Well, great news, sports fans. Sports are still being played for the right reasons. They're still as entertaining as they are character building. You just have to know where to find it. And you only have to look as far as your local Minnesota high school. You know, the place where the games are exciting, concessions are affordable, and the parking is free. Where the emphasis is on hustle and heart instead of hype. If you prefer real, honest-to-goodness sport played for all the right reasons, you'll find it at your hometown high school. High school sports. Games are being played this weekend at a Minnesota high school near you. Okay, everybody, who's in?
This message presented by the Minnesota State High School League and the Minnesota Interscholastic Activities Administrators Association.
Back here at halftime as we're close to getting started, although the teams haven't taken the field because Albert Lee Youth Football program is keeping the fans happy with big play after big play. And they will, I don't even see either of the East or, oh yeah, East is out ready to go. No sign of the Tiger team just yet from the locker room area over there in this nice complex. But it's 51-0 here at halftime. East up on top as we will await the second half. It's 2-1, St. Cloud leading the Austin Bruins with a few minutes left in the second period. So plenty of time for the Bruins to turn things around there. And I think they've won majority of their games. I don't know what their record is. Can you look that up? I believe they're about 5 or 6 games into their season of 56 total. And we'll have them all here on Power 96. In fact, this is the last time that we'll have a conflict in schedules. And you'll have all the Bruins games. They're tied for first with North Iowa at 5-2-1, 11 points going into tonight. So St. Cloud is right behind them too, 10 points, so just a point behind. But it's early going, of course, but we'll see how that turns out. I was looking for the Blooming Prairie game too because they are playing tonight and their undefeated record. And they're actually taking on another undefeated team. That is a class down. Blooming Prairie rated number 1 in Class 2A. Gibbon Fairfax Winthrop is rated number 5, I believe, in 1A. So that is the strongest team left on their schedule for Blooming Prairie, ranked number 1 in the state, and looking to repeat as champion after a year off. But we will hopefully get to follow them in their postseason run to state. Oh, is it going to be tomorrow? Maybe they moved it. A lot of these teams have to take a Saturday game because of the lack of refs, and that may have been a last-minute move to tomorrow. Yeah, it says 2 o'clock tomorrow. Blooming Prairie at Gibbon Fairfax Winthrop. So no wonder I didn't see a partial score on that. It doesn't exist. So good luck to the Blossoms there tomorrow. A stiff test there, both 5-0. NRHEG is, I think, 3-2 on the year. That would be their next opponent. Then Medford, I think, has 1 win on the year as their final regular season game. But we followed the Blossoms to their state championship a couple of years ago, and we'd love to do the same thing again. And, you know, really any team that gets a run going and gets to state, if they're in our listening area, we will do all we can to follow them to the promised land, as we did with Hayfield in baseball, as we did with Blooming Prairie in football, as we did with Austin in baseball 3 years ago. They got all the way to third place in the state tournament. And fun times to follow these local teams. And if Iowa didn't charge so much to do the games when they got to the state, we'd do some Lake Mills, as they've been to state a couple of times lately too, various sports. But it's just prohibitive to do those games because they charge so much for their network. They do a little differently than the Minnesota State High School Athletic League. But that's their prerogative. It's Iowa. They can do whatever they want. We're still waiting for the Alberley Tigers to come out on the field. Oh, they are out. Okay. I'm blocked here. I had like a quarter of the field blocked by a wall. I got to look around 2 windows here. So they are out there doing some warm-ups as East has been out for a little bit. And we're trying to get them ready. This is the second time we've down to zeros and the horn sounds on the scoreboard. That newfangled scoreboard here at Jim Gustafson Field. Thanks to all those businesses for donating to that, because, man, they had, with these youth football guys running up and down the field, they had a lot of great graphics on the scoreboard for them, too, and it got the crowd all fired up. And that's any indication. And Alberley football's in pretty good shape. The major problem they've had is getting bodies to come out for football. You know, they're in the 40s and 50s, where they need to be in the 80s and 90s in participation, but there's so many other things going on nowadays. It's not like, you know, back in our day we had Pong to play, or, Hot Wheels. That's about all we had. Ride your bike. Now you've got all these different things with jobs, and there's online stuff, and there's some people don't want their kids to play for injury reasons. And other sports, soccer is. We didn't have soccer in Mapleton High School where I grew up, so and swimming, and there's all kinds of different avenues that kids can go. So it does hurt the numbers in football. Rugby too. They a heck of a rugby squad, both girls and boys here in the Alberley area. So a lot of different reasons for the numbers being down, but some of these schools come in here with 70 and 80 players, and they've got a defense that only plays defense and an offense that only plays offense for the most part. Some players go both ways, but for Alberley, a majority of them seem to have to go all the time, and it just takes a toll game after game. Here's the kickoff, East to Alberley. Alberley moving from the left to the right, and that one dribbles into the end zone for a touchback. And the Tigers will start 1st and 10 at the 20. Trailing 51-0 here in the third quarter. I see Jansen going out. I see Derek McMillan going out, so that'll be their fullback and tailback. Unless McMillan's going to play wide out, because I think I saw Kirsch going out there, and he's normally the tailback. But we'll see as they line up for the first play at the 20. Yankees still quarterback, calls the play, and they will wind the clock. I guess it's the entire second half they'll make it run under the mercy rule. I believe it's 40 points. Don't quote me. Maybe it's 45. I'm not sure the lead has to be, but it's big enough. And there's an inside handoff, and it's Jansen carrying it up to the 21. So actually, no, they're going to mark him down at the 20. So no gain on that one. For Cole, who's in a ponytail tonight. Usually his blonde locks are flowing behind him, but it's 35. Oh, Mr. Look up everything I say to prove me wrong. No, thanks, Reds. That's nice to know. 35 points in the second half. Oh, so the fourth. Well, they start doing it now because he wound the clock before they even snapped the ball here and started the third quarter. We have flags flying, but apparently when he looked up the mercy rules, 35-point lead, fourth quarter, and then they'll keep the clock rolling. But they did stop it here. But that was weird. They wound the clock and started it before they snapped the ball. on that first play. But now we've got it now 5-yard mark off against Albert Lee for jumping. A little procedure, their second penalty for 10 yards. And it's second and 15 on the 15. Yankee coming up to take the snap up under center. McMillan, the tailback, and Jansen right ahead of him, and the fullback, a receiver to each side. Yankee gets the snap up under center, and he will roll to his right and run for his life and get sacked at the 8. Just no time. 6th sack. A 7-yard loss there. 6 sacks for 32 yards in losses for the beleaguered Albert Lee quarterback, Dakota Yankee. He is a junior, so he'll be back again for another year. And he didn't play quarterback last year, or last time. I don't even remember. Did they have a football season last year? They played like 3 games, I think. It was a truncated season. As Yankee comes up now on a 3rd and 22 from the 8, and he's going to throw again. He's got one over the middle. It's caught for close to a first down. They had to get to the 30, and he's at the 27, 28-yard line. That is Kahn. Tanner caught that one all the way out to the 20. So a 20-yard gain. Just short, though, of a first down. And it'll bring up 4th and 2 as Yankee now at 51 yards passing. And they are going to go for it on a 4th and 2 on their own 28. Why not? You're down 51. Clock is at 9:02 and running here in the 3rd quarter. There's a first down carry to the 33. Needed to get to the 30. So Jansen carries it out there for 5 yards. Give him 5 on that one. Well, maybe 4 because they set it down to the 32 apparently. 1st and 10. Well, I call that the 33, but there's Yankee up under center now with I backfield behind him, and the first man through is going to get it and get dropped immediately. That's Jansen. I don't even know if the handoff was made before the defense was in and dropped. Yeah, it was Jansen, and he's limping a little bit. They set it at the 31, so that's going to be should be a 2-yard loss. Drops him back to 8 yards on 4 carries. And it makes it 2nd and 12 at the 31. Under 8 minutes to go, 3rd quarter. I backfield behind Yankee with receivers, 2 of them to the left. One in the slot is going to get the screen pass here. Oh, he dropped it. Yeah, he was looking downfield. Looked like it was Edwin. They had that set up there. Was not a lot of blocking out there, but if he would have caught it, he could have cut inside and gained some yardage. But as it was, just off his fingers and incomplete, brings out 3rd and 12. Dakota needs people to catch the ball and people to block for him. He's just been beleaguered all season long. He gets about a second and a half to figure out what to do with the ball when he gets even in the shotgun. They're just right in on him. And he is in the shotgun, and here comes Rusher, and he eludes him and tries to get out to his right, and not a lot there. He's going to lose yardage again. So it'll officially be another sack. At the 28, loses 3. 7 sacks for 35 yards and losses now. It's going to be 4th and 12 at the 28, and they drop back to punt. And they bring in, it looks like Andrew Westing, the freshman, to punt. I think it was 31. And he's a line driver, and that is going to roll forever down to the 27-yard line of East. Picked up there. Ref runs a screen for him. Nobody's there to tackle him. He's up to midfield, across the 45, and then roughed out of bounds. Again, shirt tackle there by Andrew Westing. He punted it, and then he ended up making the tackle at about the 42-yard line of Albert Lee. So a nice punt, and it rolled forever, but the guy picked it up, and then there was nobody on this side of the field as he ran towards the near sideline and made his way all the way down to the Albert Lee 42, where they'll start 1st and 10. East. See if I can read some numbers. And it is Bowman back at quarterback. Rafe with his 3 carries for 59 yards. He's a stockily built young quarterback who has not thrown a pass yet. He's good at running. And he hands it off here around the right side to the 40, down to the 35, and tackled there is Alexander Hennis, the junior. Alex, the first ball carrier other than Diego Reyes. And Hennis caught a touchdown earlier, a 65-yarder. So he's still in the ball game. His first carry, and he gets 7 yards. It's 2nd and 3 at the Albert Lee 35. As Bowman is in the shotgun. One back behind him. Receivers right and left. Hand off to the first man through, and he's bowled over. He's going to lose yardage. As the Tiger defense was up to the task on that one. And several of them taking down the ball carrier, Connor Ratcliffe. And he loses 2 yards on that one. His first carry of the game, -2. And it's 3rd and 5 from the Tiger 37 for East. Setting up in the shotgun again. Single backfield, and flags fly all over the place at the snap of the ball. And we got procedure against the Cougars. That'll move them back 5, and there's their 4th penalty for 30 yards. Last week, Winona had about 12 penalties, and Albert Lee had 1 or 2. Of course, the score didn't indicate that, but Albert Lee is fairly disciplined on the penalties lately, which is good. 51-0, 4:10 to go and counting here in the 3rd. As East on a 3rd and 10 now from the 42. They're running it on the right side and still not down and nearing first down yardage, but he's going to be short. They might go for it, though. They're close now. They had to get to the 32, and they mark them out at the 34. So an 8-yard pickup on that run, and now it's 4th and 2 at the 34 of Albert Lee. They're not going to punt that, and so they will go for it. Too far for a field goal. They send receivers right and left. And a H-back on each side of the line, set back a yard. Then a one single running back in the backfield with Bowman in the shotgun. He's trying to get him to jump, but they don't. Now he snaps the ball. He's got a pitch to the right, and that's going to be a first down and more. He may score on that one. Oh, he streaks down that right side, far side of the field, but gets tackled at the 15 for a 19-yard pickup for Ratcliffe. And that brings up first down and 10 at the 14 of Albert Lee. As we're down to 2:45, mercifully, here in this third quarter. They've kept the clock rolling. I guess they're making up their own rules out here. The Minnesota State High School League says fourth quarter, 35 or more point lead is the mercy rule where the clock runs. But these refs decided that even before the first snap of the second half, they would get that clock rolling. And that's a carry off the right side for East. Tackled at about the 11-yard line. They're going to bring up 2nd and 7. At the 12. 2nd and 8, 2 yards gained on that last play. Again, receivers right and left. They are not using them, of course, with a big lead. They're just running and moving that clock. Snap. Bowman hands off. First man through. The lone setback gets it, and he might have made the 10, but that's about it. He's going to bring up third down. And they got to get to about the 4 for a first down. And they're shuffling players in and out, and I cannot see their numbers from here. East with the gold numbers, and in this light, it's almost impossible. Timeout is called, and there's a minute 24 to play in the third quarter. 51-0 in favor of Mankato East. And let me thank some sponsors here. And we get a chance. Alberley Taxi, 1325 Southeast Broadway, Alberley. Call 507-383-3341. Give them a like on Facebook. Trading Post in Gordonsville, 507-448-3302. Like them on Facebook. Farmers Insurance Agent Joey Talamontes at 710 East Main Street, Suite 100. Call 507-373-3245. Check them out online and like them on Facebook. Thompson Electric at 310 South 2nd Avenue West in Alberley, 507-373-4279. And online, thompsonelectricofalberley.com, and like them on Facebook. Hodgman Drainage and Dodge Center. Call 507-528-2225. Online, hodgmandrainage.com, and like them on Facebook. It's the Alpha Orthodontics second half. Alpha in the Skyline Plaza, Alberley. Call 507-377-0222. And online, alphaorthodontics.com. As they're going to go here on 3rd and 7 from the 11, and it's around the left side. And the runner's still going, but inside the 5, tackled there, brings up 4th down. I think he's going to be. He had to get to the 4. I don't think he quite made it. No, he did make it. So it's a first down. Way to make me a liar. It's 1st and goal. Alpha Orthodontics, by the way, has offices in Alberley, Mason City, and Blue Earth, and proudly serves southern Minnesota and northern Iowa. Their dental monitoring app checks your smile more often with less of the hassle, even from the comfort of your home. Call 377-0222 or online, alphaorthodontics.com. 1st and goal from the 4 for East. As we have not had a score here in the third quarter, 35 seconds and counting. Bowman takes the snap, and he's going to keep it, and he struggles, but is tackled before he gets to the end zone, down about the 2-yard line. That'll bring up 2nd down. His 4th run of the game, 61 yards. And that might be the last play of the third quarter, and it is, as East will go over to the sideline. 12 seconds, 10, and 51-0 is the score after 3. Here from the Gus in Albert Lee. And our thanks also to Albert Lee Chiropractic, Acupuncture, and Massage at 1340 West Main in Albert Lee. Call 377-3780 or online, albertleechiropractic.com, and like them on Facebook. Edward Jones, Financial Advisor, Angie Eggum, 127 South Broadway in Albert Lee. Call 507-373-2000. Online, edwardjones.com/Angie Eggum. Give her a like on Facebook. Farmers Mutual Insurance, Highway 13, Manchester. Call 507-826-3425 and online, manchestermutual.com, and like them on Facebook. Urban and Gerbert's, 132 Bridge Avenue in Alberley. Call 507-473-2033. Online at urbanandgerberts.com, and like them on Facebook. Guaranteed Rate Residential Mortgage, 134 South Newton Avenue, Alberley. Call 320-2229 or online at people.rate.com, and like them on Facebook. And our sports boosters: Mapleton Marine, Thompson Sanitation, Pizza Ranch, Derek's Preferred Auto, Northbridge Mall, Freeborn County Solid Waste, T&W Towing, Becker Auto and RV in Hayward. We'll hear from some of those folks here at our next break time, as we are ready to go here in the fourth quarter. 51-0 East, and they have a 2nd and 2 on the Albert Lee 2. And Bowman in the shotgun with a running back beside him. Receivers right and left. He gets the snap, and he's going to go to the right and bull his way into the end zone. Touchdown, Bowman. Rafe finally gets into the end zone. 63 yards on 5 carries and a touchdown. First score of the second half, and it makes it 57-0. A 2-yard run by Bowman. And we'll see about that extra point. With 11:49, of course, it stops with a score or an injury or a timeout, but other than that, the clock's going to keep running here. And the extra point is up and good to make it 58-0. on the Man Between the Lakes scoreboard at 119 South Broadway in Albert Lee. Do get in there and check out all the cool stuff they've got. And 373-1714 is their number. And you can check them out on Facebook and give them a like there, too. We'll take a break. Be back with more action here from the Gus on Power 96 Sports.
The doors are open at your local Austin and Albert Lee Pizza Ranches. John, Trish, and the gang are excited to serve you. Now you can enjoy all the things your Austin and Albert Lee Pizza Ranches have been famous for. Dine in, relax, and enjoy the buffet. Hot pizza, chicken, fresh salad, desserts, and now hot wings are available. Want to take 2 to go or need delivery? Yep, it's all back and waiting for you. Of course, social distancing and measures are in place for your safety and theirs. The Pizza Ranches in Austin and Albert Lee now open to serve you.
The score is 58-0 here with 11:49 to play. And the Austin Bruins hockey game in St. Cloud, it's the end of the second period now. 2-1 St. Cloud over the Bruins. They try and battle for the top spots there in the division. Here's the kickoff. Edwin brings it up to the 27-yard line. You can hear the Bruins game on the stream on the website, kqprfm.com, just the audio there. We have our video on our website, kqprfm.com, tonight. And then also video and audio on facebook.com/power96mn and at youtube.com and search for Albert Lee Football. And, of course, broadcasting on 25,000-watt Power 96. As the clock rolls at 11:20 to go, when Albert Lee has it 1st and 10 on their own 27. Yonke hands it off to McMillan, who gets pounded. He is a tough runner, man. I thought he was done. Somebody submarined him, and he knocked him back a bit, but he ended up gaining a yard or so on that one. That's tough running up the middle for Derek McMillan. His second carry. Give him a yard on that one. He's got 5 yards on the night. He's the tailback with Jansen in front of him. Got Giles out to the left and a receiver out right. I can't see his number, so I'm not going to speculate. But Yankee's under center, and he hands it to Jansen, the first man through. He's got some room up the middle of the 40, the 45, and almost up to midfield. Nice running for Cole. He's got a 20-yard gain there. He just rumbled right up the middle. And he is up to 28 yards on 5 carries. I'm going to give the player of the game already. Just because the man has played tough football all year. He's been almost every play, I think. It's Dakota Yonke. He deserves the $20 certificate for getting the stuffing pounded out of him every week and still going strong. And he's quite a tough young man, and I'll reward him with that because, boy, I don't think he's missed a play, and he's a tough kid. There's this handoff up the middle for 4 more yards now. Across midfield to the 48 goes, I believe, McMillan on that one. 2nd and 6 on the Cougar 48. I know it's unusual to hand out the player of the game already, but it's the Urban & Gerbert's $20 gift card for Dakota Yonke. He hasn't won it yet this year, and he's showing his toughness, and he deserves it. Here he passes one, a little flare out to McMillan at midfield, who ducks one player and gets close to a first down around the 43-yard line. A nice play there, 5-yarder. Might be, they're a yard short, so it's going to be 3rd and 1 on that little screen to McMillan. Yonke now 6 of 14 for 56 yards. 3rd and 1 on the Cougar 43 with 8:40 left to go here in the game. Eye backfield behind Yonke, who is up under center, and we had a flag. Somebody jumped. Of course, both sides point at each other, but I got a feeling it's going to go against Albert Lee. As Giles comes in with a play, the referees are going to mark 5 yards off on Albert Lee on procedure. Their 3rd penalty for 15 yards, all 5-yarders. And Kahn comes off. Tanner has a catch for 20 yards tonight. But Giles and he shuttling the plays in. I backfield behind Yankee. The receivers right and left. McMillan, the tailback. It's a fake to Jansen, the fullback, and then he tries to get a screen pass to McMillan, but it's at his feet because Yankee again running for his life back there. So that'll bring up 4th down and 6 at the 48 of East. Is that a red hanky in that East player's pocket, or has he just got ripped pants? He's got looks like a red hanky hanging out of his back pocket. 7:30 and counting under the mercy rule here, 58-0. 4th and 6, they're going for it. McMillan is in the tailback with Jansen beside him now, and they're right behind Yankee in the shotgun. Receivers right and left. And the pass is over the middle and too high for the receiver, Kahn, and incomplete, and a turnover on downs for the Tigers. 7:16, the clock does stop on a change of possession as well. So there are a few reasons for the clock to stop, but third period underway, 2-1 St. Cloud over the Austin Bruins. Here it's 58-zip, 7-11 as the clock starts again. It's not just a convenience store, it's the time. As the East Cougars come up to the line of scrimmage with Bowman still at quarterback. He's in the shotgun. He's going to hand it off to a receiver coming in motion, and he takes it around the right side and gets knocked down in Albert Lee territory at the 46. And that was Alexander Hennis on the run. He's a starter too, and he's been in there getting some running plays. Couple of carries. He got 6 on that one, so he's up to 13 yards on the ground, and he had that 65-yard touchdown in the first quarter. 6:20 to play. 2nd and 4 from the Albert Lee 46 for the Cougars. And Bowman, a fake handoff to the first man through, and he's going to keep it around the left side to the 36-yard line before he's brought down. First down, 10-yard scamper for Bowman. The only reason I can see that he's not the starter is he's a sophomore, and the other guy, Eggert, is a senior, and he's more of a passing quarterback. But this Bowman guy has got some size to him, and he's got speed too. 5:40 to play, ball game. 1st and 10 for East at the Albert Lee 36, and there's a handoff right up the middle, and a couple of yards gained. It looked like Elliott Stevens, a junior in the ball game, with his first carry. I see a flash of a number, and I go with it. As Giles comes off, and Kahn goes in with the play. Or no, this defense. They're still doing that, shoveling him in and out, getting some playing time for everybody. 5 minutes to go here in the ball game, and here's the snap. Bowman on a keeper. He's going around the right side. He's to the 30 and tackled at the 27 of Albert Lee for another 8-yard pickup. 3rd and 1. Power 96 is 96.1 KQPR FM, Albert Lee, Minnesota. It still worked out all right. A little 2-hour game, even though the first quarter was 45 minutes. 3rd and 1 now at the 27. 4:20 to play. One single back, man in motion. He's going to go with Bowman around the left, and he does pitch it to that guy, and he gets tackled. First down, though, across the 25 to about the 24. And now under 4 minutes to play. First down, fresh set of downs for the Cougars. be interesting to see how Blooming Prairie does against Gibbon Fairfax Winthrop tomorrow at 2. Both undefeated. Might be their strongest test to date. I don't know. They're a class lower than Blooming Prairie, so we'll follow their progress. But there's a handoff inside, a few yards there, maybe one. Second down, 3:20 to play. Let's put it at the 23. 2nd and 8. Long 8, maybe 9. They come up to the line, and in the shotgun, Bowman gets the snap. Oh, it's off his hands, and he does jump on it, but he's tackled immediately. Another near turnover for Alberta. They got a couple of them tonight. An interception by Pardo, and a fumble recovery as well. So it's now 3rd down, and they've got some work to do. 15 and a half yards. We'll call it 16. As they run it around the right side and a slip, and that's going to be 4th and long. And they'll go for it. Back at the 32. Well, they were down inside the 20 for a while there, but now back at the 32 as they lose yardage. 2:16 to play. And counting. No 2-minute warning in high school. As it breezes past the 2-minute mark. One touchdown here in the second half after a 51-0 halftime score. 58-0 right now with 2 minutes to go. And the 4th down play is going to go around the left side, not get much. Just inside the 30 is Bowman. And that'll be a turnover on downs to the Tigers. And the clock will roll once they set the ball down on the change of possession. And they wind the clock. And it's not moving yet. He did make the wind motion. They're not listening to him. Anyway, they'll have the ball, I guess. Renegade clock crew here at the Gus. Not listening to the officials. Oh, there it goes. 1:45 and counting. I backfield for Yonke, up under center. He gets the snap. He's going to go back to pass. Again, under duress. He's hit, but Edwin catches that one at about the 45 and makes his way up to the 48. And that is a 17-yard pickup. And proves, again, why Yonke should be the player of the game today. He's just been pounded on, and he keeps producing. But we have an injury. Edwin now at 35 yards on 3 catches. Is that him that's hurt? I didn't get a number. He's laying down something. It looks like a cramp. Because they're stretching out the leg in the air with the telltale, pushing the toes toward the head. And it's likely a cramp there. With 1:18, that'll stop the clock and delay anybody's trip to Wisconsin even more. 1st and 10 when we get back to play here as Alberta has it at their own 49. Let's take a break, and we'll be back with the final 1:18 here on Power 96 Sports.
Are you paying too much for garbage collection? Call Thompson Sanitation today at 256-4370. You'll learn why to make the switch. Thompson Sanitation is locally owned, keeping your money in our local community. They offer garbage disposal and roll-off service with competitive prices and the best service around, too. And it's so easy to change. Start your service today. No BS with TS. Call 256-4370 to get the best service at the best prices in the area. Thompson Sanitation. Be loyal. Shop local.
Max Edwin, who was down, and he walks off on his own power. Looks like he's got a cramp. He's stretching out his leg on the bench. So with the last 1:07 as the clock starts going again, it's the Alpha Orthodontics second half. Alpha Orthodontics proud to provide flexible financial arrangements customized to you and your family. Choose the payment plan that best fits your budget and get the beautiful smile you've always wanted. Call 377-0222. Yonke passes one complete, and a 5-yard gainer will likely be, I think they'll have one more play. He's up to 78 yards in the air, is Dakota. Call today for your complimentary consultation at Alpha Orthodontics, Skyline Plaza, and alphaorthodontics.com. And give them a like on Facebook. And they go. 26 seconds left. Another pass on the right side. A little screen, and it's complete. First down. It's like Jansen out there. And they'll pick up another. It's down to the 38. So about a 6-yarder there. They're hurrying up. 7 seconds. One last play possibly. 4, 3, 2, 1. They get the snap off, and it's a keeper. No, he pitches it at the last minute to Kirsch, who's got some room around the left side. He gets down to about the 23 and is forced out of bounds. And the final play of the ball game. A nice run there of about 16 yards for Kirsch, who finally, that puts him into positive yardage on the night. So that was good that he got the last carry on that one. And let me thank Farmers Insurance Agent Joey Talamontes, 710 East Main Street, Suite 100, Albertley, 507-373-3245. Thompson Electric at 310 South 2nd Avenue West in Albertley. Call 373-4279. Online, ThompsonElectricofAlbertley.com. Hodgman Drainage and Dodge Center, 507-528-2225. Online, HodgmanDrainage.com, and like them on Facebook. As well as Albertley Taxi at 1325 Southeast Broadway, Albertley, 507-383-3341. And like them on Facebook. Trading Post in Gordonsville, 507-448-3302. And give them a like on Facebook. Tiger Player of the Game, brought to you by Urban & Gerberts, is Dakota Yankee, who finished 9 of 18 for 84 yards, but he has been taking a beating all year, and he deserves a prize for that. And he has been tough and stays in there and keeps plugging away. And so I'm going to award him the $20 gift card from Urban & Gerberts at 132 Bridge Avenue in Albertley with a convenient drive-through, or download the free app and order online at urbanandgerberts.com. Plus, they deliver. What more do you need? Also, Bayview Freeborn Funeral Home with the final stats coming up here. Man Between the Lakes at 119 South Broadway, downtown Albertley, 373-1714. Give them a like on Facebook. As well as Farmers Mutual Insurance, Highway 13 in Manchester, 507-826-3424, and manchestermutual.com online. Guaranteed rate, residential mortgage at 134 South Newton Avenue in Albertley. Call 320-2229 or online at people.rate.com, and like them on Facebook as well. And also Sports Boosters, Mapleton Marine, Thompson Sanitation, Pizza Ranch, Derek's Preferred Auto, Northbridge Mall, Freeborn County Solid Waste, T&W Towing, and Becker Auto and RV in Hayward. Now the Bayview Freeborn Funeral Home final stats, brought to you by Bayview Freeborn Funeral Home, Albertley's only 100% locally owned full-service funeral home. There when you need them at 1415 Highway 13 Albertley. Call 373-4330 or online bayviewfuneral.com, and like them on Facebook. I mentioned Yankee, player of the game, 9 of 18 for 84 yards. He was sacked 7 times for 35 yards and losses. Really under duress all day. So he earned every one of those 84 yards. Cole Jansen with 5 carries for 28 yards, a couple of catches for 13, and a lost fumble. Bryson Kirsch, 6 carries for 13 yards. Derek McMillan had 3 carries for 9 yards. And Tanner Kahn had a catch for 20 yards, with Max Edwin 3 catches for 35 yards and a run of 3 yards on the day. So they go to 0-6. We'll be in Byron next Friday for the penultimate game of the regular season before they come home and play Austin here on a Wednesday, the 20th of October, to wrap up the regular season for Albertley. Thanks one and all to all of our sponsors, and thanks to Reg for making it all possible. And, of course, the Bruins game continues on the audio feed on our website, kqprfm.com. It's a close one tonight into the third period. I'm Jay Paul. Thanks for tuning in tonight. Again, the final 58-0 East over Albertley on Power 96 Sports.